Good evening, everybody. It has been a while. Oh man, my audio is a little bit. Let me turn my audio down, everybody. I tried to turn it up, but I think I turned it up too high. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been what, 4 weeks now since our last session, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think it's been like a month. Yeah.
it's been a
Someone on
month.
YouTube reminded us that it's been a while.
Yeah. We had a. I like that comment. Are you guys gonna continue this or what? I'm like, yeah. It's happening. It's happening. So anyway, thank you for joining us. To continue our adventure in Death in Space with Welcome to the Ring, the introductory adventure in the core book. Joining me, still, nobody's died yet. We were just talking about this before we went live. We actually had no rolls last session. It's kind of interesting to play that way. Very social encounter based, but I'm sure there'll be some rolls coming up. But anyway, joining me is Jess playing Ingrid, Ryan playing Austin, Ducky as Novus, and Christian L2, you know him, you love him, as V-Day. So I'm gonna do a recap, everybody. But before I do that, let me thank some people. Clearly, the Death in Space guys, particularly Christian, I chat with a lot. He's been super supportive, giving advice when advice is needed, and it's really cool to kind of get in the headspace of someone who designed the game to see what their intention was. And then Helium, Kid Cannon, and Solar Fields, always for the amazing soundtrack. Music's a big part of role-playing for me, so I appreciate one that came with a game. And it's totally free, too, so go check it out. McGlintlock, I don't know if you're in the chat. I saw you already posted our link before I did in the Death in Space forum, so thanks for doing that. He has Glumdark, which is a crazy table, random table of everything from character generation to adventure prompts for your grim fantasy games, as well as Death in Space. He has a new one, which I have actually right now in case I need some names, because I think I'll probably need some names. But go check him out. It's a Patreon. Support him. It's only $1 a month. He also is the one who created this Death in Space Foundry module, as well as the Merkborg one we use, as well as we just saw Cyborg. So that makes me antsy to start a Cyborg game, seeing how awesome it looks. So appreciate all the hard work, man. And anybody else? Any announcements? Anything we want to talk about before I get right into the recap? Ryan, anything you want to talk about? Is Weekly Scroll coming back soon, or?
We should be coming back on the 18th. I think will be our first episode back. I hope if I get everything moved and actually get my setup set up and everything, then that's the plan. So yeah, and then I guess next week, if that does all work out, I will let people know what's going on.
Cool.
And that's about it. That's where we're at.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of a lull here at the Adventure Archive, but we're picking back up. We're picking back up slowly but surely. Anyway, let's get into the recap, everybody. Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. I know it's been a while, but if you miss it tonight, you can check it out on the VOD on our YouTube. So
Subscribe.
this is
Hit that subscribe
button. Subscribe, smash that like button. Yeah,
all the action.
Comment.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So this is Death in Space, everybody. We began with all of these characters: Ingrid, Austin. Well, Ingrid, known as Grid. Oh, Callisto. I can't forget her puppy, her Doberman, her AI, her synthetic dog, Novus and V-Day. They were heading to the Arum sector on the Iron Ring, which is this massive just collection of space stations and spacecraft and all kinds of just space junk that is orbiting the moon Inaro. And they took a shuttle to retrieve a ship that they acquired very cheaply. They pooled all of their hollows together, well, with the exception of the ones that were on their person, and bought this thing. The problem is the spacecraft comes with a debt of 500 hollows, who is owed to a man named Ezra Pascal. That's right, I remember his name. And it needs fuel, which they've actually solved that problem. It also needs repairs. And so they went to RM80. They did a little bit of a zap gun. Again, thank you, McGlintlock, for that module. It was a blast, kind of getting into combat without it being fatal. They were on their shuttle. They met a man. They did not ask his name, so I won't reveal it. And he kind of warned them of this power struggle on RM80 between two factions, the Parliament and the Jesus, why can't I remember? It's been a while, guys. The Passel. So there is a power struggle going on here. They used to be buds, Monotone and Ray, but now they have had a falling out, and so they each want something. One needs water to water all of the food that is supplied. The other one needs power. But anyway, so they found the spacecraft, and they encountered the man who they owe the money to, and they went on a crazy ride exploring the docking bay, the common area where they met a woman who agreed to give them fuel for their spacecraft. Sorry, I'm kind of remembering it as I'm talking. In exchange for a way out, she is done with RM80. She is done with this sector. She wants to get the hell out of here. So they've agreed, sure, we'll give you a ride. But then they went to the engine room where they met a man named Roy Mirra, who is desperately in need of water for his plants. He supplies a lot of the fruits and the vegetables and stuff for everybody, and plants are dying. And he gave them a proposition. He said, hey, if you go divert the water, the power source, to me, I will send some people to repair. However, the 500 hollow debt, we do not know if the players are going to figure out how to solve that, or if they're just going to run like hell and try to get out of Dodge. But anyway, now they're on their way to the computer center, where the other faction is waiting, his Roy's buddy. And so that's where we begin. Do you guys have any questions before I kind of set the stage of where you are and the surroundings and what got you here?
The guy who's sort of the dealer is still with us, right? He's leading us in.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's with you. He's kind of pushing through the doorway. Okay.
Now, how much can we see? Like, depending on where we like, can we all kind of see through this door now, or is it only the people in the front? Like, how narrow is the corridor?
So the corridor right now is pretty empty, but like I said, there's like a camera which is right above. It's actually right here. That's just kind of whirring back and forth, scanning the area. It's a pretty narrow corridor. It's probably, well, actually, it's about the scale. So I would say 10-ish feet wide. So it has like little choke points and stuff. But then it branches off to the right. You didn't quite get a good look at what was down that corridor. I don't think so, right? You just kind of been staying with the rest of the party, right? V-Day?
Yeah. No, I've been. I kind of looked down that. I looked down that briefly, and then when he opened the door, I'm like, no, let's stick with the group. So
got it.
I didn't really explore further. Yeah.
Got it. But you did see this man who was leaning against the door, presumably guarding it. And you noticed on the back of this pamphlet he's reading, it looks like a Union pamphlet, and it says RM80 Unite. Very propaganda-like. But with the exception of that and the camera, or him and the camera, that's all. And you were dragged into this. You went to go seek out this drug dealer who first approached you when you guys first reached RM80. And I believe it was Austin who blew him off. But you guys ended up seeking him out to try to get into Monotone's good graces, maybe, or at least get inside here without any kind of suspicion. So here you guys are. You guys are in this corridor. It's clean. It's quiet. It smells of burnt electronics. The door swings open wide to a very brightly lit room. There's just like a tangle of cords, a bird's nest of cords, just all over the floor, intertwined. There's people laying on their backs with these non-fizz headsets. Just look like they're high out of their minds. There's people smoking, leaning against the corners of the room. But anyway, that opens up. It's kind of like a harsh contrast of bright light and dark shadow, as like computer lights are flashing. The smell of the burnt electronics intensifies as you guys enter. And the guard, he moves in, and the guy who led you here kind of disappears into the haze and the light and the shadow inside. And you hear a voice. Come on, man. Come on. This way.
I gotta get my southern back.
Oh, wait.
Southern's pretty easy, right? I mean, you grew
I
up.
don't know.
Didn't
I
you
just
grow up
gotta
in Texas?
remember.
There
I
you go.
did, unfortunately, for a time.
Oh man.
Grew up in Texas. So
Yeah.
just take.
So what is tell me what Ingrid's doing right now? She looks like she's at the head of the pack.
Yeah,
And Callisto is near her, right?
yeah, always.
Okay. So what are you doing? Are you guys just or is she just
I
standing?
guess I'm just kind of
waiting?
like peeking around.
You're looking
trying to
inside
look
this
through the
room.
door. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you just see people laying. It looks like a drug den, basically. There's heavy haze, smoke in the air. There's people passed out, but a lot of them have these headsets on that are connected to the wires. There's just the cool tones of computer lights, kind of just like I said, contrasting with the darkness. And the guard went in. So what about Austin? What's he doing as Ingrid is peeking around the corner here?
Kind of look back towards V-Day and I say, what are we doing here again?
We have to reroute the water for our other friend. Yes, but I'll be rerouting it. You need to deal with the people inside. Make sure they don't see me through the window.
Oh, that's right. You're going out in space.
I am.
Space.
That's right.
I
So,
feel
yeah.
like we
We're in
like nailed
space.
down a plan and then it didn't play for a month.
Didn't play
and
for a
we
month.
all completely forgot the plan.
Yeah.
I think we have to
so-
go in. There's files on a computer, right? And we have to.
Yeah, I can
It's in
reiterate
the
sort of you guys have two choices in this. So Mr. Roy Mirra told you that to fix the supply, the signal is sent from the water system. It's got to be switched to from either Monotone's personal computer, wherever that may be, found on Monotone or in the office, in his office, or in the final relay unit. That's what Christian was talking about, or V-Day was talking about. It's outside the computer center in space. So you guys have two ways that he gave you. You may figure out another, but those are the two ways that Roy knows that you can do it. Either finding Monotone's office where his computer is, hacking into that somehow, because he knows most definitely it's locked, or going out in space and doing it that way.
How out of it is most of the people that are seen inside of here?
Pretty out of it. You can't really see too far into the room at the moment. Like I said, there's a haze. You see hints of just people, like I said, laying around. I would say probably 10-ish people by your count that you can see, just all jacked in. But you do see hints of two figures. You see sort of the light of, actually let me zoom out on the stream so people can see what I'm talking about here. So over in the corner, you see two faint silhouettes or hints of people back here smoking. Can't quite make them out from where you are, but they appear to be engaged in a conversation. They look like they are flanking a door, so presumably guarding, but you can't see any weapons or anything from where you are.
Now, so I don't know if I brought this up to V-Day before, because we are both. What are we again? We're not human.
No, we're synthetics, but we can hook into things. That's both of our
Exactly.
abilities. Yeah.
I think I might have said this before, but can't we just talk to the computer?
Yeah, if we
all
find
just
it.
talk?
If we find
Yeah.
it, we could we could possibly hook into it, so long as it's not too not too guarded.
Yeah, I think I said this, but I feel like just getting into the computer seems safer than going out into space. Just throwing that out there. I mean, I'm not going. I got 2 guns, so I'm good.
Oh yeah, you gave Grid gave you a gun, right? Or was it Novus?
And I had another one.
That's right. Oh man,
Right.
gunslinger.
I think my one concern is rerouting it while everyone's eyes are practically closed versus just needing one person to notice for everyone to wake up is something to be balanced out in terms of what's more difficult. But I see a point, and because both of us can do it, it may be a quicker job to do it the way, to do the way you suggest.
Yeah.
Yeah, no finger gun emoji yet. I know that's on my list. That's on my to-do list.
All right. Well, I think first things first. Do we know where the computer room?
Yeah, do we
is?
presume it is this way? Do we have any way
So you know that so the computer area is this whole area, right? But Roy told you that most likely the other way, if you do not decide to use the relay unit, would be because he knows that Monotone controls everything from his computer. So if you find his office, he knows his computer's in there. You could probably find him and dispatch of him somehow if you wanted to, and get that situated as well. So, oh, you know what I forgot to do? God damn it! I forgot to start the clock. So you guys got a bonus, like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. So yeah, I forgot to mention that.
That was mostly just recalling memories.
Yeah. Total recall.
Total recall. Yeah, so anyway, for the viewers out there, we have a
Partial
ticking clock on the stream. You can see that right below me. That is actually when the next shuttle is arriving. And Thorn, Ragosa, I think. She is sort of the head honcho of Armadian. She's fed up with all of the power struggle. So she's coming to take care of business. And this is when the shuttle will arrive, presumably. All right. Anyway, so yeah, either go to space and somehow like hack into that, or to divert the power, or find Monotone's office and his computer and figure out how to get into that.
Do you want to move up ahead and maybe scout the far door and assess the situation before we decide?
Yeah, that little non-fizz is
non-fizz.
Now, what is non-fizz again?
Non-fizz is like a non-physical experience. So it's kind of like what you guys did with Zap Gun. But
so what? I'm trying to think of a word for what would be like a non-fizz crackhead.
Oh, I see. I mean, junkie, but I mean, that's just sort of a generic term.
I'll figure it out. Follow that little non-fizzer. He seems to taking a shine to me for some reason. And I'll tuck my guns away so they're like, hidden. And I'm just gonna, yeah, that little fizzy fucker. No, non-fizz. And I'm just gonna like I'm kicking open double swinging doors into a saloon.
Okay.
I'm just gonna strut in here into the middle and just take a nice long look around.
All right. So yeah, you strut in there. There's these massive screens here. So what you see here is tons of people all around. It looks to be more than 10 from now where you stand. Yeah, dozens of non-fizz addicts are lying around. Some are smoking, like I said. You see the light of cinders ignite as they're puffing in. Some of them who aren't wearing the headsets look over at you. They don't approach you or anything like that. But the rest of them are wearing visors, just kind of strewn about the room, seemingly just haphazardly. Laying on their backs, leaning against the walls and corners. And like I said, there is just cords strewn about everywhere, plugging into the back of their heads, going across the room. It's just an absolute tangled mess of wires. And, as I mentioned, you see two figures standing right here. From where you are, it looks to be a woman and a man. And they're in conversation. They're also smoking some kind of drug. You can't quite tell what it is, but they are looking at you. They're not approaching, not saying anything, but they have noticed you. And there's also a sorry, I forgot to mention there's a door right here. I should move my token.
I'm gonna give them like a little, as if I had a hat on.
Little tip of the hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is this my little non-visor down here?
You're what?
Oh,
this
non-fizzy.
guy? This was the guard.
Yeah.
Oh, you're acting.
Oh, that's the guard.
This was the guy at the door. You're looking for the guy who was gonna give you some drugs.
I mean, he's been trying to give me drugs all day, so I don't know where to go now.
I know you don't see him right now, but what you do see is a man step out of the light and shadow, and he walks toward you. What are the rest of you doing? V-Day, are you just kind of crawling into the room? Novus?
So
Grid?
I'm keeping a distance, but like I'm going a little slower and kind of, you know, keeping a tail, but not keeping too close to him.
Okay.
So when I see this guy, like even with all the mist and everything, do I see this person approaching him?
Yeah, you see someone approaching
Okay.
Austin.
Okay, so I'm gonna just put my hand on my hip, loop it through my belt behind me where my dirk is under my jacket.
Oh, that's right. You got a knife. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and just be ready. I do have my I maybe I missed a point you pointing, but are these computer consoles here where
Yeah,
everyone's
these
lying
are
down?
just like these are computers where everybody's kind of jacked into.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just to not be too obvious about, you know, following him in. As soon as I get through, I'm gonna kind of go over to one of the consoles and you know, try to step gingerly over the people that are just lying around and get, you know, just I'm keeping an eye on that, so I'm not interacting with the computer or anything, but I'm just seeming like I'm interested, but keeping an eye on what's going on with Austin.
Got it. Okay. And I forgot to mention, Austin, you do see out here. So here and here are windows looking out into the blackness of space. And there's two monitors to either side of the wall, playing just kind of strange imagery, almost like fictional worlds, just glitching and static. Strange. But anyway, this guy, he actually, Grid, are you just hanging out in the back hall there in Novus?
Yeah, I'm just kind of hiding behind the door, waiting to see if shit goes down.
And Novus, or what are you doing?
I'm sticking with V-Day right now, seeing as Novus doesn't have any weapons or anything. But I noticed this door over here. What does that look like?
Can you point to it again?
The one right
here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you hit X, you can do it. It's just a door. It's a closed door.
Okay.
Nothing fancy about it that you can see.
No like guards or anything like that?
No, yeah, no guards
cameras
whatsoever. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I will let me flash this guy's so you guys can see what he looks like here. Where is my character? View character artwork. Show players. So you see this gentleman approaching you. Like I said, it's very dim in here with just harsh lighting. But he's got like these markings on his face. He's wearing a looks like a denim kind of coat with RM80 on his shoulder. But his eyes are what stand out to you most, and they're almost like yours, Austin, I believe. They're just kind of these lights in the recesses of his shadowed eye sockets. But he gives you kind of a cursory glance, And he continues past, heading toward the door. And you see him approaching you, Grid.
Shit. Does he see me? I'm like behind the door, kind of like hiding.
I don't know. He's walking in your direction. Is there anything? Are you just gonna kind of stay there?
If I can like hear him or see him coming, I'll just kind of like crouch down, pretend I'm attending to my dog.
Okay. So what is Callisto doing?
Just sitting patiently.
Near you? Okay.
Next to me.
How does she feel about this guy?
Maybe she growls a little. She like looks and growls a little.
Okay, so Callisto's growling. You're kneeling down, tending to Callisto, or holding her back, maybe. But this man, he actually never looks at you once. You kind of keep. It's very clear. You can see his eyes, like I said, glowing in these dark recesses of his eye sockets. But they never go to you whatsoever. They're always focused on Callisto. And he kneels down. And he says, "Ah, I smell Roy.
Roy?
I smell plants. I smell fruits. I smell the filth of that place. I presume you have been there, or at least this animal has. And I smell one of my own." And he finally
smell a
looks
lot,
at you,
sir.
Ingrid. He finally
Yeah.
looks at you. "Did your animal perhaps get in an altercation with one of mine?"
Perhaps. Why do you ask?
As I said, I smell him.
You got a pretty strong smeller there.
Well, I'm sure you can imagine the smell of the computers and the wires and their internal workings are quite strong. And you do notice this. They're very strong in here. So let me just say that I smell when that wanes a bit. But no matter. I can't control all of them. Some of them get up to mischief. I hope he did not pose any trouble for you, because I am not one who seeks violence, nor are my people. So, presumably you've visited Roy, or at least his engine room. Why did you go there? Hungry?
Why?
Lonely?
Yes. We were hungry.
It's a pity he can't grow much anymore. Used to be a friend of mine.
I didn't get your name, sir.
You can call me Monotone.
Oh, Monotone. Nice to meet you.
Oh, you as well. And this creature's name?
This is Callie.
Callie. Nice to meet you, Callie. And he kind of like, he's very robotic in his mannerisms. It's almost
Very
as if
monotone.
he's very monotone. He's very like Jared Leto from Blade Runner 2049. If you don't know, you guys have all seen that movie. Just he kind of puts his hand
Even down to the weird eyes.
Yeah, and awkwardly kind of pets Callisto, like, and he kind of just he gives it a shot, and he realizes he's not exactly like that, like a flat-handed pat on the head. Well, welcome. I assume you are with the new batch behind me here. And he finally stands up and kind of nods to them.
Yeah, I suppose you smell us all.
Mostly this creature. Anyway, make yourselves at home. You do not appear to be one seeking non-phys experiences, but I can guarantee you, you will see such wonders. So, good day, and please let me know if anyone disturbs your experiences.
Will
And
do.
he kind of starts heading back, and he just gives you guys all a look as he moves, and he signals to this guard here. And this guy, he kind of moves back and out. And you guys watch him walk all the way across this room, past these two people, and then disappear behind a door.
Definitely gonna be like, Monotone.
But if you guys want to do anything before he leaves, let me know. Like, you guys have opportunity. He's kind of just casually walking across the room. Nope.
I guess as he's passed about like this point, I'm gonna make
here?
my way over it. Yeah, like where I'm kind of behind Austin and like moving to another pillar of computers. Like, just make my way over here. Just creep a little closer to that door.
Okay.
And again, just like gingerly walking over people, and then like put my hand on the console and as if I'm looking at it or interested in it.
Okay, and Ingrid and Novus, you hear this door just hiss closed where you guys entered, where the guard exited. So sorry,
As
V-Day,
he's walking away, and as he's walking away, and V-Day gets a little bit closer, I'm just gonna try to honor my breath real quick. Just be like, do we want to try to talk to him? I mean, that's his fucking office, right?
That seems
And just get in there.
We need to find a way past these guards. It seems like
we just talk. Hey, monotone, friend.
So yeah, he stops in his tracks. The back of his head is still facing you, and yes.
So I was wondering about that fallout with Roy.
So
everyone talks about it, but nobody really says anything.
So he kind of you can see him in profile. He somewhat turns to the side, and his head droops. You can see his brow furrow. So he's kind of clearly bothered by what you're talking about. Well, some friendships aren't made to last, I suppose.
Well, ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. I was wondering if there's something that maybe someone that's not one of yours could do to help fix that problem.
How do you mean?
Well, you guys obviously got beef.
Well,
wouldn't it be better to squash it?
It is not I who has the beef. You see, his mother. You guys remember this, so Roy told you that his mother got addicted and died due to a non-phys addiction. So he blames Monotone for that. And he's actually just he wants to just destroy all non-phys. Like, he's can't stand it whatsoever. He's completely driven by the rage of the loss of his mother. So that's what you know about that. Anyway, that's what he told you.
Gotcha. But I guess my question is, how does shutting off the water to the plants do anything?
I need power. And he kind of extends his arms to either side. All of this requires much power, much computation. And what little power he has, I need.
And so it's the power that he uses for the water. You're taking that.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Will allow me to control the power so I can divert more, let's say, as needed.
Okay. And I kind of look at Vita and I'm like, I got nothing.
I finally creep around the computer, considering it seems like he's already eyed all of us and us we're all there for him, or have our eyes on him. It's curious that you need power, but you are flesh and bone, like many of your clientele. So where is all the food that you consume? You must need that as well. How do you acquire that?
We have our ways, and if you keep still enough, your caloric needs are significantly reduced. And as you can see, and he kind of waves his arms around to all of the the addicts lying down with their visors, there is a low caloric expenditure here.
But it's only a matter of time, of course.
I suppose, but I guess we'll figure that out when we get there, won't we? In fact, I know someone is coming at this moment. I'm sure she will listen to reason to end this struggle once and for all.
Yes, she may be here to end the struggle on both sides, however.
Interesting. That's not what I hear, but it is not out of the question.
What if there is a way to siphon a portion of your power so that you may have to mitigate operations, but also give something to your former friend and not cause this seeming dissent amongst the ones you both rule over?
He smiles for the first time and he says, "Why all the questions? Who are you? You're not here for non-fizz."
I once lived on the ring, but not this part of it. I'm a very curious, and he kind of thinks to himself about what he was about to say, and he smiles and he goes, "Call me a curious soul." So all of this is new to me. We do not have, at least in that more industrial district I was part of, a lot of this non-fizz going on.
And you come here out of the kindness of your heart to settle an old feud between friends. Well, once friends.
I don't think anyone has that much kindness when there is so much danger about. But we are open to suggestions on how we may get ourselves away before she arrives.
What is it you need?
He looks back. I look back at Austin for a moment just to see if it's okay to be like, continue. Okay. We are in need of repairs, as we have just newly acquired a ship.
Ah. Ready to set off on your new adventures, eh?
One would hope, yes.
Hmm.
But we are looking for ways to get off the ground. And it has put us in a precarious position, as it seems you will be very soon with all of this happening.
Hmm. He smiles again and says, "So, it's not out of the kindness of your heart after all. We all want something, don't we?"
Well, I'm sure you can, at the very least, appreciate my honesty.
Oh, of course. That's why I prefer computers. They don't lie. They have no ulterior motives. They just work or don't. But, repairs. I can perhaps help you with those. I, of course, would need you to do something for me in exchange.
Now we're getting there.
Here we go.
I have a circuit board that, once installed, will allow me to control all of the power into the computer center. So if you take this to the central engine hall, in the engine room, where I know you've been, and install it, I will have some of my own go repair your ship when the task is complete. It's not easy, though. There's a lot of wires everywhere. Might take some time. Might need a diversion, let's say. But I have some work to do. Why don't you mull this over, unless you have an answer for me now? And just talk to one of my guards, if you would like to speak to me again. He kind of waits a moment to see if you would like to respond at all.
I think mulling it over is a good idea, but we'll be back.
Very good. And he goes into this door and just disappears behind it. So you guys stand there. Like I said, the guard. You guys are fully enclosed in this room now. The southernmost door is closed. The attics are much the same, lying about. Chatter. You can barely hear the chatter over just the fans of the computers going on, constantly humming. But the air is thick with smoke. So, tell me, what would you like to do?
I think, is there a lot of people laying near the screens? Or no, are they kind of... Yes, my question is, where are the least people?
The least
in
people?
In this area.
I would say they're probably close to the door, least. Like, this area is more open. This area is a little bit more clustered, so you can kind of see just, like I said, these black squares of space through these windows above these people, and you can kind of catch hints of tops of heads or the glints of headsets there.
Okay.
But they're not looking out the window. They're like,
No.
they're leaning
Yeah.
against it. They're like laying down. They're preoccupied.
Yeah. I think I kind of beckon everyone over to the less populated side. I still don't, even though they're all out of it, still don't trust it to an extent. I think I don't know if I feel comfortable giving everything over to someone so seemingly self-destructive. Maybe it's my vague attachment to this place, but if we think we can take them, I don't mind going full in, but I wouldn't mind a spacewalk at this point. If we could find the way out.
I guess my question is, who gives a shit about this fucking place? We just got to plug this thing in and then we can get the fuck out of here. It's the easiest thing to do.
We already do have an inn with our friend over there too.
Right, but so we have to either get past this guy and his guards and all his non-physical fuckers, somehow get into his office, talk to his computer, and then do all of this stuff in hopes that we fix a problem that he could just divert back, or we take that little thing, plug it in, and just go hang it on our ship while he repairs it for us. I mean, I don't give a fuck about either of these people, and that lady's gonna come and fucking murder him anyway. What do you think, Red?
Do you think it might be possible to modify the chip to shut off after a specific amount of time? We could be long gone before they find out. I know time is of the essence, but...
So as this is happening, Novus, you feel something brushing across your... Are you wearing boots? What are you wearing? Are you barefoot?
Probably like kind of like a jumpsuit
kind of thing. Your Ninja Turtle feet are just out?
Yeah, little slippers.
Yeah. Okay, so you're wearing some kind of... So you feel something brush against you on the floor.
I'm going to look down.
And you look down and you see it's a cord. And it kind of grows. It's leading off farther into the room. And it grows taut and it jerks. And then all of a sudden, these two monitors here just go complete static. Just and you see some of the people who are laying along this back window start to stir. One of them tears his mask off. What the fuck? I paid good money for this. And he stands up and he kicks another guy who's kind of slumbering essentially. And then he gets up. They start pushing each other. And then he trips over his cord that is near you, Novus. And he kind of like visors his hand over his eyes and he looks in your direction. You fucked this up. He's looking directly at you, Novus. And he starts,
I think I found our distraction.
Stomping over to you.
I'm so sorry. I didn't see your cord. Let me go ahead and plug it back in for you.
Nah, man. You fucked it all up. And then as he's kind of he's bumping up against you. Like chest bumping you. He's like right in your face.
Ballista's gonna start barking at him.
Okay.
Doing that dog thing, like kind of jumping and barking.
So
wait.
Go ahead.
What if I told you I have something better? I'm a traveler. I have something you may have never seen before. Something that could get you higher than you've ever been.
So something kind of like hiccups in his brain, almost like he kind of skips off the track a little bit. I'm listening.
So
And he has like kind
Novus
of a
is
tick, he like twitching. You know, he's like he's hungry for what you're talking about.
Novus is gonna reach into like his little pocket, and I have an incense on me, but I'm gonna kind of crush it into a powder in my hand as I pull it out. This is from a planet you've probably never even heard of.
Okay.
I have seen people for months by one snort. And I'll give it all to you. But only if you can get those guards away from that door. This is worth. What's the currency called in this?
Hollows.
Hollows. This is worth so many hollows you can't comprehend the number.
So he crosses his arms and he's kind of looking at you through one eye. He says, "If this is so good, prove it. Why don't you take a snort?"
Well, as you can see, I wish I could, but I don't have a nose. That's why I've had it on me for so long.
So you don't have any nostrils?
I don't think so, no.
Well, I mean, that's up to you.
Oh, well, on the picture, no, but no.
On the picture, no? Okay, so you're just a mouth breather then, huh?
Exactly.
Or
It's
like
like a turtle.
you breathe through your tentacle
through his
head
butt.
thingies. Breathe through his butt.
It's like those Dyson fans. The air comes through the crescent.
All right, so it's like, all right, So what are you up to? I mean, those are Monotone's guards. If I fuck this up, I fucked the whole thing up.
Hear me out, though. If you sell just a pinch of that, you could get off. You could get out of here. You could go anywhere you want to go. This can take you places that none of this could do for you.
Why should I believe you?
Why would I lie to
This
you?
could be just dust.
It could be. Or it could be your escape. Let's be real. No one wants to stay here.
So he starts just rubbing his face like he's really scratching his neck. Something's coming over him. All right. Maybe I could make something happen. Maybe I could get them away from that door for a bit. I'll see.
Really?
I'll see what I can do. I mean, you promised. That's good stuff, right?
Oh, on my life. And I see that you're a trustworthy man. I'm going to give you half right now.
What?
That's how much I believe in you. But that's how important this is.
Oh,
And no one can know about it.
no one can know about it. Right. It's all mine. It's all good stuff.
Is the timer showing in this room at all?
Yeah, let's say there's a feed, like there's a feed that kind of cycles on and off here and there. But there was a main in the docking bay. That's where the main one was.
Okay.
But I'll say you see some kind of timer that appears to be the countdown that you remember.
Do you see that timer over there? Do you
Yeah,
know what happens when it reaches 0?
No, man, I thought that's when my buzz runs out or something.
No. He hasn't told you, has he? When that reaches
Who?
0, Mono is a
Monotone.
dead man. And so is everybody around him.
Oh man, this is bad.
See, this could be your
Shit.
ticket out of here.
Could be. All right. I might need some help though. Which one of you, I'm assuming you're all together. You're standing shoulder to shoulder, just looking at me.
Who these fucks? Never met him before.
All right. Well, I'm only one man, but I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can.
Thank you so much. And just come find me afterwards. I'll be waiting right by the door, and I'll give you the rest. You have my word.
What door? The door you want to get in?
The exit.
Oh, the exit. That's right. All right. And he kind of like staggers away. He starts going one direction, and then he like corrects himself, goes another direction, and looks like he's pondering this over for some time, pacing across the room, glancing at you guys, glancing at these two people who are guarding the door. What about the rest of you? You guys doing anything while this is going on?
If that guy walks away, I'm gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I look at Novus because I'm impressed, but I'm also like, I'm liking the idea of continuing on in this place. And the wire that got unplugged, did it get unplugged from one of these consoles that was connected to one of the screens?
Yeah, and now you guys see two maintenance guys. They walked in. They appear as if they're grumbling. You can't quite what they're making out, or what make out what they're saying, but it looks like they're repairing it. You do catch hints of them talking about the power, like cursing about the power. So,
also, because I'm not quite sure how you want to play this, how much electricity, like what's the deal with if I directly interact with open wiring as a synthetic kind of robotic but also sentient thing? Am I gonna like short circuit, fall down out of it, 2D2 style, or am I going to be able to absorb it? Like what's the? Because like I'm thinking of cutting a wire on one of the other consoles with my knife. Okay. But if I do that, clearly it's metal on wire, so with conductive. So like, how would you play that?
I would say there would be a role with that. I would say that there's probably some stakes involved. So we'd probably do I would guess maybe a tech roll to see if you can cut the wire in such a way that maybe doesn't damage you.
So I think what I do first is, if this one is disconnected, I'm gonna look over to Ingrid and the dog and go, keep your eyes open. And I'm gonna walk over here, and I'm gonna actually the nodes that are kind of like kind of embedded in my skin. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just tap one of them, and it's just gonna be a very, very like faint light that glimmers from a point in kind of a circle where there's like a jack, and I'm gonna just like gently place it as if I'm listening to a heartbeat, like against one of the computers.
Oh, okay.
And use that my ability to interact, like speak to a computer.
And what is it? Can you just for the sake of the stream, can you read what that ability does?
Yeah, sure. So I have so many windows open. Hold on.
I could probably find it if it's on your sheet too.
Yeah, I'm looking native machine. You can converse with computers as if they were real people. Plug in and find a friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what would you like to do?
So to ask, what is your function?
And you're going to ask the one over here?
Yeah.
Basically what you get in computer speak, in binary code or whatever it may be, code, it is to render these non-phys worlds that all these people are a part of, they're experiencing.
How extraneous is it on your system to carry out original worlds consistently?
You understand that it is quite high. It takes a lot of power.
Does it cause hardware duress?
Just stress on the hardware?
Yeah, I'm basically asking if it hurts, but
Oh, if
in
it
a more
hurts.
robotic way,
Oh, yeah,
in
I
a
would
less human
say.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you're there, you can just feel like the
Oh,
heat emanating out of these things. Like
oh.
they're running in overdrive essentially to keep up
Mm.
with things, and kind of like it doesn't seem like it's a steady flow of power. Like, so it appears as if Monotone is correct that he needs more juice in these machines.
Mm. Your protocols are currently under maintenance. It would be wise to shut down for a while.
Oh, you're trying to convince the computer to shut down?
I'm trying to do it without cutting its own wires. Yeah.
Got it. So the response you get is it's sort of it doesn't have that capability to shut itself down with a
Okay.
command like that. It's sort of you sense there's some kind of block. You sense that there's
Okay.
essentially like a let's say manual interaction has to happen.
Okay. Then,
'Cause,
as I'm speaking, as I'm hearing it, because it's probably saying it in a kind of a convoluted way, even though I can process it quickly.
yeah.
In real time, I'm pulling the dirk slowly up from my back. Ingrid can probably see me like doing this, pulling it from my back belt and from under my jacket, and I wedge it wherever that plug was. Doesn't seem to, whatever I'm trying to get at the source doesn't pull easy, so I just grab it and say fuck it and just
So you're gonna try
cut the
to
wire.
cut power?
I'm gonna try it. Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
risk it. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
Go for
let's
broke.
let's see what happens. Let's say why don't you roll a
I'm gonna try and grab a bunch of wires at once, like just whatever's in that area, just take a bunch of it and just
but
go for it.
you're not like
No.
brute forcing this, right? You're trying to distinguish may or may not be the power
Yeah.
source. Okay. Why don't you give me a
or at least something that's gonna mess with the screens, because like I saw what got disconnected over there, right? So I'm kind of guess working based on
Oh,
that.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you give me a tech check? Let's roll a tech check.
A tech check. Okay.
Tech check to see if you can. Yeah, you should just
Yeah.
click it on your character sheet.
Cool.
And
Let's see. Do I have to call bless beforehand or after?
oh, you wanna bless it? Do you have any void points?
I don't. No.
Oh, okay, you don't. You want to bless it? Yeah. Yeah, call it beforehand if you would like to bless it.
Okay. So I want to bless it.
Okay. So roll
I'll
me
do
a
the
D4.
Tech check first. Okay, I'll do a D4 first.
Either way is fine.
Either way. Okay.
Yeah, either way, whatever you want to do.
Normal one, right? Yep.
Yeah, just you can click on the bottom. There's like a that was your okay. So that's your tech check. So you got to roll a D4 anyway, even though you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. Is it just roll a slash roll?
Well, you can click. You see, yeah, it's /R D4, but you can also click that little. There should be a bunch of dice at the bottom. You can click just the D4. And...
Perfect.
Okay, so let me quickly take your bless off. So you got one.
So a 7, and I definitely get a void point for that, right?
You do. So everybody in the chat, in case you didn't know, I know we haven't talked about it in a while, but you can bless these people with channel points or bits, and that, like all of our games, allows them to roll an extra D4 to add to whatever their ability check or attack roll is. So that's that. All right, we should be up to date. So you start cutting into this wire, and you hold your breath. Well, you don't breathe, right? You're like an AI, and this flash of light right when your dirk contacts this wire that you decide is the correct one, and it's this massive spark start flying, You hear this kind of alarm, but it's like fading. It's like a meow, and then it like garbles out again. Low power. One of these repairmen who were over here, they kind of like perk up and look over at you, and the thing's still sparking. Psh, psh, psh. Does anybody want to do anything, or do you want to react, or are you just like holding it like you got caught jerking off or something? You're like, oh, daddy.
I think I'm gonna feign, like, so I'm still standing. I like my body is okay.
Yeah, you're fine. You didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to look at Ingrid and then turn my eyes up the back of my head and fall over as if something happened to me. But fall in a way that like the hand with the knife is like under me, hidden.
Okay.
So I'm just I'm gonna like strategically roll my fall down and look like I've kind of passed out.
So who got somebody cast? What's all this? Blesses?
Yeah, so everyone has one.
Who did it?
Like
Element 13.
Oh, thank you. So
Hey,
everyone has a
Alan.
bless? Okay. Thank you. All right, let us give everybody a bless.
So V-Day, you kind of like, help, I've fallen. Is that what you do? You like?
No, you said daddy. Remember what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, daddy.
You got caught jerking off and said
promise
daddy.
I promise
of
I
all
don't do
things.
this all the time.
Yeah, like I fell. Yeah, I fell down to pretend that like it like short circuited me or something.
Okay. I guess I'll rush over to you and be like, are you okay?
And
Okay.
just through my teeth, just like, yes.
So as you guys are doing this, this repairman, he kind of just stomps over and he's looking around again. Like everything's filled with haze. He can't quite see what's going on. He's blinded by light. There's darkness, but there's this constant spark of this wire, and he's trying to make sense of what's going on. He looks down at you. So you're just lying on your back like you got hurt?
Lying on my back like I like short circuited. Like I'm holding my eyes like rolled the back of my head. I'm trying to look like I'm unconscious and out of it.
Okay. So he looks at you, Ingrid. What the fuck happened? You sabotaging this?
No, I have no idea what happened. He just short-circuited.
Bullshit.
I wasn't even standing near it.
And then he points over to these two people by the door. Morla, Royal, we got somebody over here that needs dealing with. And you see in the distance where this door is over here, where the guy was pacing, it almost looked like he was about ready to do something. So he finally mustered up the courage to approach these two people. Head over. They start walking over. They toss these cigarettes or something, and they flick them, fall to the ground in sparks, and they're heading over to you guys. They don't seem to be in a particular hurry, though. Does anybody want to do anything?
I'm gonna kind of go behind this computer terminal over here, kind of get out of sight of them.
You're gonna go hide behind there. Okay. And like I said, it's pretty confusing in here, right? Like I said, it's just like bright lights, harsh shadows, haze everywhere, people like lying around. So it's pretty easy to kind of sneak off if you'd like. What about Austin? What about Ingrid, V-Day? Are you guys doing anything or just hanging out?
Definitely
Well,
sneak off again.
The maintenance person is still close enough to me that I'm still visible through mist, right?
Yeah, he's standing right here.
I'm pretty close, yeah. So I'm just gonna play my part.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ingrid, what are you doing?
I assume I'm also visible to the maintenance guy.
Yeah, you guys are all in the vicinity, for sure. Like within viewable distance.
So I can't sneak off, is what I'm saying.
I mean, you can leave. You can walk away if you like.
Okay.
Because the repair guy, he kind of kneels down and he tries to push Vide aside, but you know
He's trying to tend to the.
he can't move him, and so yeah, he's trying to fix.
Okay.
You know, he starts
And
working
yeah,
on the
I will
wires, pulls some out of his
move
tool
towards
belt.
Novus.
What?
Okay, you wait. Okay, Austin, you're hiding behind the central computer area.
Yeah, I just took a step back,
Okay.
like just out of the thing. But I want to call Novus over and just be like, or I guess if I see them both go that way, if it's hazy enough, I'm just gonna move over towards them.
Okay, you guys are all hunkered down over here.
And
All
I'm
right,
just
so this,
gonna, I'm
Go
just
ahead.
gonna ask them like football huddle, and just be like, we gotta pick a fucking side.
The blood chip will be great if we cut off the food.
Who gives a shit? We're leaving. We win either way. And I always win. That's on my character sheet.
Well, I think this might be our only chance to get into that office.
So we side with Roy? We gotta just fucking pick one of these assholes.
I say we side with Roy.
So as you guys are chatting this over, you hear this clanging sound. Boom, boom. And it sounds like it's coming from over here. You guys look over there and you see the guy you chatted with earlier. And he has some kind of metal box, a computer part maybe, a monitor, who knows what it is. And he's just smashing it against the window. I deserve my fucking money back. And then so these two guards are kind of like looking at each other like, what the fuck am I going to do? And then they look down at Vide, who's just like, you know, out, essentially, the repairman. And they say, fuck it. And they start running over to the guy who's bashing the equipment into the window over here.
The repairman's still doing his thing around me, though, right?
Yeah, but he's not looking at you, really. He seems to be very preoccupied with the repairs.
Okay. Is this like back to me completely, or?
I'd say like kind of the side of, you know, he's kind
Okay.
of, yeah. He's
All
kind of
right.
facing this center of the computers and the wires. So.
Okay. I'm gonna slowly come to, feign like coming out of it. Just
Okay.
like sit up a little bit and rub my head, and as I'm doing that, rubbing my back, but it's really me just sliding the knife right back in my belt over my jacket.
Okay.
And I'm like, what happened?
Oh, so you're
Where
asking
am
him?
I mean, he's gonna see me anyway, I figure. So I'm just, you know, I'm just kind of playing aloof.
What, you tell me what happened. You must have fucked this thing up. You're out. What happened? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Fuck it.
Okay.
And it keeps
I'm
fixing.
sorry. And I stand up and I tell where everyone else is going, but stay behind, not to make too much of a cluster of us.
Okay.
Make my way, like I'll hug the walls a little bit.
So you're hugging the walls. These screens look like they came back online. Like I said, they were static for a bit when that cord was plugged, but there looks like things are back in order. But again, this guy's smashing this wall over here. These two guards are trying to stop him from doing that, and I think it's a good time to take a break.
Oh.
So we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everybody, to continue this episode of Death in Space. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back in a few. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. While we are continuing our Death in Space adventure of Welcome to the Ring. thanks for hanging out. What's happened so far? Well, this session anyway, is that they have continued to side with Mr. Roy Mirra, and made it to the computer center where they were confronted by Monotone. And they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. It appears as if they're continuing to side with Roy Mirra, moving about on their plan, or moving forward with their plans. And Novus cut a deal with one of these junkies in here. He concocted this tale of, would you have incense, right? You had some kind of incense thing on you, and
Yeah.
he crushed it into powder. He sold it like the best drug dealer ever, and that it's going to be better than any non-phys experience, and convinced one of these junkies to go create a diversion. However, while that was going on, Vide decided, I'm going to shut one of these computers down. He failed his role, unfortunately, and cut a wire that caused a commotion. He played dead as a good android, right? Or whatever you are. But then while that was going on, a repairman called some guards over, the ones that Novus was trying to distract. And just when things were seemingly going south, his guy got the balls and was banging on this window to space in the northern part of the room. And the guards decided that was a better use of their time. And so that is where we are picking up. These two guards are wrestling with this guy in the northern part of the room, completely distracted. Two doors are wide open. Nobody seems to be noticing what you're doing. There's a couple of the non-phys junkies taking off their helmets, looking at what's going on because they hear the commotion that's happening by the window. So what would you guys like to do?
I said I yelled at these fuckers. We just need to pick a fucking side here.
I'm creeping.
If I got
towards
time
this
to
door.
keep it going. Oh,
Yeah, let's reroute the water and be done with it.
I
That's our
wanna.
chance.
Oh shit, I
Can
need
I-
to start your clock? Man, I need to automate this somehow. There we go.
I
There's
see
the
from
time.
where I am, like if the door has like a keypad or anything.
No, there's no keypad on this. It seems like pretty rudimentary technology. No lock that you can see or mechanism from this side anyway.
I open
You open it. The door opens into a corridor.
it. I'm gonna look at my fellow countrymen.
Countrymen.
I don't know.
I guess you
I'm
guys
gonna
are.
look at
From,
the
you got
rest of
two
the
of you
group.
anyway are from the south apparently. So
in
country.
the south of fucking nowhere, my
Yeah.
AI just gave me a southern accent.
Yeah.
Good old Chad Gates or whatever.
Chad Gates. Yeah. Okay,
Alright,
so you
I'm-
guys, it
I'm
sounds like
going in.
all of you guys are running into this corridor, right?
Let's quickly go in and then shut the door like it never happened.
Yeah, moving in.
Okay, so you guys all dash into this corridor. Are you going to close the door? You can close it if you'd like. You can just click on it if you want to close it.
Is there any console on this side of the door for that door?
Yeah, you see some kind of pad there. Presumably a way to lock it, maybe. You also see a door here and a smaller door here, which doesn't look like a regular passage. It looks more like an airlock.
So, whatever the pad is, the native machine ability, can that be used anytime, or is that something that like can be used once?
The
Is there,
communication? Like
the
talking to
native
it?
machine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just kind of like an anytime thing. If you want to try to lock it, so I would let it will probably, the choice that you would have would be, if you want to do a tech check, it could happen immediately. But if you want to spend a little bit of time and not risk a roll, you can just do that. And it might take like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or something like that. If you want to just kind of fiddle with it until you get it. But you just hear the shouting and all that still happening through the door still.
I want to try and speed up the process of getting this door locked behind us.
Okay. I'm going to put a little timer on the board, guys. So the way this is going to work, this is going to be a 3-round timer. So I'm going to sort of cycle my way around you guys. And what this is going to do is that is when the situation outside will have been remedied, and the guards may be coming your way. So that's going to be that timer. So V-Day, why don't we start with you, since you're acting first. You want to try a roll, like a tech roll?
Yeah, and I'm going to use my last bless.
All right, so why don't you roll me a bless, and we'll see what you got. And for those of you who are just joining us, you can support the channel and the players by purchasing a bless, which is a D4 roll that will be added to any D20 roll in the game.
And then I roll a tech check, you said?
Yeah. Give me a tech check. Do you want to use, I think you have a void point, right?
Oh, that's right.
So you can, if you want to use advantage, you can cash in that void point if you would like. However, I believe you only have one though, right? So it's impossible to get a cosmic, whatever it is, corruption.
So I spend a void point, and
you get you'll get advantage. Exactly.
Right. Okay.
If you want.
I think.
Oh, Cersei got me a Bane. Thanks, man.
Well, you know what? I'll take the advantage. Yeah. I'll use the void point.
My first Bane of the game, everybody. All right, so really quick, use one of your Banes, or one of your blesses. Okay, so why don't you roll it up and see what we get?
Okay.
And it should, I believe it should auto do advantage if you...
is there a way to activate the void point?
Yeah. I think, hang on, let me look at your character sheet really quick. I believe if you click on tech, there's a use void point checkbox at the top.
Oh, yes.
So you hit that, and then I guess you would select it at advantage. I don't know if it automatically does it. McGlintlock, if you're in the chat, let us know. But we can test that out later.
Just
yeah, just throw it on advantage. Yeah, maybe it's a manual thing. Yeah. Maybe it'll just deduct the void point for you automatically.
Oh,
bam!
Okay,
success.
So yeah, it says a 15 after the bless.
All right, awesome. So explain to me how V-Day hacks into this thing. Like, what's going on?
It's I'm going to use the, like, right where my my veins would be. I have another like node, like indented node there, and it, I give it a light tap and it lights up, and I put my hand over the area, and because there's no kind of plug or anything, it sort of just goes into the side of the screen. The screen glitches a little bit. I kind of do a little bit of a twitch of the head, and then you hear the deadbolt and the doors close.
Okay, so you have successfully locked this door. Nice. All right, so I'm gonna go backward. Novus, what are you doing? And remember, in 3 rounds, the ruckus will be over. The struggle will be over.
Okay.
And you can say I'm not doing anything if you want to too. Whatever you want to do.
Do any of these doors kind of indicate where they might lead to, like any signs or anything?
So this one is, oh man, what am I? This one is not labeled whatsoever. This one is an airlock.
Oh, so that leads out like to space.
This leads, well, not to space, but there's like you can see through like a little window. It looks like there's a corridor leading to another one that will probably lead to space.
Okay.
It's a very narrow corridor.
I guess I'm gonna listen at the door, see if I can hear anybody on the other side.
Okay. So, I'm gonna say this. Yeah, it's quiet enough in here. You guys are stilled in this room. You do hear something. You hear clicking, which you would surmise as being maybe tapping on a keyboard. It's a very resounding click. Clicking sound.
I think he's in there. Do we want to rush him? Austin, you could hold him at double gunpoint, and we can.
Dude, I still think we just take his little fucking thing and plug it in and get the fuck out of here.
But that leaves so many without food.
Fuck them. Who cares? We are leaving this place. We are not fucking good guys. We are trying to get a ship and get the fuck out of here. Easiest way possible. A, B, C, not A, Q, X, Y, fucking food saviors. Who gives a shit?
We
This
have
ain't no
some
different than
time.
the war. It's not our side to choose.
We have some time, Bob, with this locked door. It's quite hazy out there, and I'm sure the ruckus is going to cause sort of a chain reaction. So if we do act quickly, and well, if we have to dispose of them, you're quite good at that. So I think we'll, we can be in and out quite quick if we act now.
This might be the fastest way for us to get out, because that timer is not going to stop. I don't want to find out when it reaches 0.
Okay, while you guys are conversing, Ingrid, I will say, will have the last, unless there's anything you wanted to do, Austin, other than chat with these guys. And that will be the end of the round.
I'm just gonna say, if we kill this guy, we then hide for 2 hours.
All right,
So it's
Ingrid,
locked for
anything?
2 hours?
He's the only one that knows that we have a ship and where to find us.
We knock him out.
Or
Yeah, you guys never
better,
told Roy, right, where your ship was? You just
No,
said,
we
like,
told the lady though.
No.
The lady knows.
Oh, the lady who's fueling it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hina? Hina, I think.
Whatever. If I'm just a gun, point me. Let's just fucking go.
Let's go.
All right. So, what are you guys gonna do? That's round 1. You're bursting.
through
You're
the door.
bursting in here. Okay. So,
Stepping
Is-
back.
Is it locked? Does it require us to unlock
doesn't
it somehow?
appear locked.
Hmm.
You can test it if you'd like, but there's.
I'm gonna just quickly look at the console and ask it,
If it's unlocked.
are you
Hey, this is coming in handy.
yeah, is this are your protocols for ease of entry?
You get an affirmative. So it is not locked.
Do your protocols involve security?
Yes. Well, what are
Aggressive
you asking
security?
specifically? Like if it opens, if an alarm
Aggressive
goes off? Or...
security, alarms, or some sort of trap?
No, I mean, from what you gather, that no, if it's an unlocked door, it's not going to sound an alarm.
Okay, and then I nod at Austin and get out of his way.
Okay. What are you doing, Austin?
All right. I walk forward, open the door. I put my guns away,
Okay.
and I walk in.
All right, you walk in and you see the back of a man's head sitting in a computer console. There's this cloth-covered ceiling though, and these strange abstracted patterns are moving around on it. And you see all of these monitors across the room, and they appear to be like monitoring the goings on of everything. But there's also photos you see, and you actually see one of Roy kind of glitch and then glitch away, and it's almost like one of those digital photo frames kind of rotating through friends. And so yeah, you get the idea that this guy definitely is missing his old pal. And you also see Hina, who is the woman that you made a deal with to refuel, to get her off Aram, not off.
Daddy.
So yeah, you're seeing this imagery. It appears as if all of these people are connected, right? They're friends, had been friends at one point. Let me move my But yeah, he seems to be like furiously like typing at this computer. He doesn't even notice you as you enter. But he's sitting in this chair at a desk on a terminal, tapping. There's just wires stretching along out from behind it to the walls. So you burst in. Do you want to do anything
So
else?
Monotone, there's some guy out there trying to smash the fucking window. Do you want to do something about that?
So when you speak, he kind of, you see his shoulders jut up as if he's startled. And he turns around. What are you doing here?
Well, we were going to come back for that little chip, and then some guy's trying to smash the window out there, and your guards can't do nothing about it. So I wanted to let you know.
So when he turns around, he kind of swivels around in his chair. Oh, we got a raid from Vorpal Tales. Thank you guys for the raid. We're clearly playing Death in Space. We had a little bit of a hiatus, but we are continuing with our Welcome to the Ring, and you guys just showed up at an interesting time. So the players are trying to. They made a bargain. They need their ship repaired, and they had two options. They chose one option, which was to divert power to get water into another facility. But in a ruckus, they created all their own. They made it all the way into this faction leader's office, a man named Monotone. And so Austin just burst into the room, telling him there's something going on out there. You might want to check it out. Monotone turns around, and as he swivels in his chair, he's holding a rifle aimed right at you, Austin. And he's
Well, hey, now listen, there's no need for that. I'm coming in here to grab the chip thing to put it in the center thing or whatever we're supposed to do for you, and someone's trying to break the window. I can just leave. That's fine.
Your guards were preoccupied, and we decided we'd come in to alarm you to what was going on out there.
My guards never let anyone by. And then he stands up and he presses the rifle, the barrel, to your chest, Austin. Now get out. I don't want to see you here again.
All right.
What of the chip? Did you not want us to plant that for you at least?
Apparently you cannot be trusted. Bursting in uninvited.
Now, are the screens popping up what's out in that room?
Yeah, you can see it looks like camera feeds mixed with his photos of his friends. And then, like I said, the entire ceiling has a cloth draped over it where there's just abstracted patterns, like just flickering, like a screensaver kind of.
So On any of those screens, does it show what's happening out in the thing?
So, no, they're kind of rotating. And so you guys are waiting here. You don't see anything at the moment.
I'm
So
just
that's
gonna
2
like kind of
rounds.
start back.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna start backing up and just say, hey, listen, if you got a camera out there, your whole shit's gonna blow up when that window breaks. Letting you know.
Window.
Trying to help you.
So he narrows his eyes at you, Austin, and he steps back, and he has the rifle sort of butted up against his shoulder, and he reaches back, and he taps on his computer screen, and then you can see him cycling through the cameras. And he does, in fact, see his 2 guards finally getting this other guy under control.
Fucking told you.
I don't believe profanity is necessary. I apologize this once. I am a forgiving man. Unlike, well, you know. So, you would like to take the circuit board and install it into Roy's engine room to give
Yes,
me
sir.
control. Very well, then. All right, so he reaches into his desk. He takes out this small circuit board. And
Right.
he,
Now listen,
hands it over.
I'm gonna do this for you, but I need a bit of help. And I'm gonna be real frank with you. Roy sent us up here to try to turn his water back on one way or another. I don't give a shit either way. Well, Roy don't got a gun on me right now. So what would really help us get this where it needs to go, could you just turn the water back on for like an hour and 25 minutes?
An hour and 25 minutes. The specificity is curious, but I know why. I suppose I can do that, yes.
Then consider this done.
So, I might need a bit of collateral. How do I know that you will go through with what you have agreed to?
Well, I mean, in all honesty, who cares? If not, you lost an hour and 23 minutes, and that's all you lose. And then we're not getting off this boat, and you can just kill us. It's a lose-lose for us if I don't do this, because the water will turn off, and then Roy will come for us, and we didn't do this for you, and you'll come for us. So we're effed either way if I don't.
I will keep an eye on you while you visit
Obviously.
Roy.
Yeah.
Very well. And he turns back around. He goes to his console. He's tapping on the keyboard, and you hear an audible like lowering of the humming, like as if fans are turned off, as if power is diminished. It is done, and I will know where you are. So do not try to best me.
Wouldn't dream of it. All right, bye.
Okay, so he hands over this circuit board to you, Austin. You guys head out?
I walk the fuck out, and if they're not walking with me, I'm pushing them out the door.
Yeah. Good improvisation.
If it's all closed in here right now, and
Everything's
we can
closed
have one
off.
extra second,
Everything's, of course. Yeah.
I'm gonna just one more time look everyone in the eye. Like I'll look at V-Day and then Novus and Ingrid, even Callie. And I'll say, we're not fucking heroes. Let's get off this fucking station. I don't care about non-biz. I don't care about fucking food. I care about not dying and being on the winning fucking side. And right now, Roy ain't got shit. He's done. He ain't gonna grow shit. We're gonna stick this thing in there so this guy doesn't come after us. We're gonna get our shit figured out, and we're going. We're picking a side, and it's this fuckers.
How do we slip
Let's
past
go.
Roy?
Unless Roy gives us a better deal, then we're going that way. But let's go for now and do this.
I don't think we have time to change our minds again. So I think it's best we do what we're doing now.
Let's go.
Okay, so you guys are going back out into the corridor, or
Yep.
sorry, into the main room. Okay. All right. So are you heading back to Roy's place? Is that the plan?
Wherever this is supposed to go. Yeah, I don't.
It's you said it was a control room, the computer room or something.
So you're taking this to Roy's, the circuit board, right? Yeah, you got to take it back to the engine room.
The engine
And
room,
he's in
yeah.
the engine room.
Correct. I can teleport. I'm just asking so you don't have to like literally walk your tokens over.
Oh yeah. But I give another one of these to the guards as they probably reposition where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, they notice you, but it appears as if they already know the deal you struck with Monotone. And as they look you over, there's kind of a flash in their eyes. Something that might signify they are not human.
Hmm.
So Ingrid, are you hanging out by yourself in there? What's going on? All right, so remember, before I teleport you guys, there's that other corridor as well. So I wasn't sure if you wanted to look down there at all or just head straight to Roy's. Up to you. I just wanted to make sure in case you forgot it.
I just think we didn't really have, we didn't have, at least for what happened, reason to go there, and rather just try to get to it. So I think we're trying to get out. Okay. But I don't know if anyone has curiosity about them, but I'm good to go.
Yeah, up to you. I just wanted to make sure,
Austin is relentless.
He is. Yeah. He's very relentless.
Yeah. It's on my character sheet. And single-minded. And if there's still haze and lights and all sorts of stuff, I'm just... So if anybody else wants to, that's...
Yeah, no. I'm good to go.
So as you do this, Novus, you hear, "You son of a bitch!" And you see this guy is holding on to the guy you made a deal with, and he's like shaking his fist at him. But then he reaches over and like gets him in a sleeper hold or something, and he just passes out.
Oh, no. I'm gonna leave my box of incense by the exit. Clearly marked incense.
Oh man, look at that! Up until the end, clearly marked incense. Okay, all right. Let me move you guys.
Friend and enemy everywhere he goes.
Yeah, yeah, I know exactly. All right, let me teleport you guys. So yeah, you guys end up back at Roy's. You're in the hallway. Oh shit, I got two in here. Let me delete one.
On the walk back.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to do anything on the walk back.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I am kind of a computer.
Sure.
Right? And V-Day is kind of a computer.
Yep.
And we both have the ability to speak to native machines. Right?
Sure.
Is there a way I can compete with him quietly?
You mean like computer talk to each other?
Yeah.
We're
both computers. We both have the ability. I can just like.
Well, okay, wait. Yeah. How does this? Is this like? Do you guys connect toes? How does this work?
Well, I mean,
is it one of these things?
It's got to be, right? Um,
The link cable, yeah.
It's a link cable.
it does say we
Oh,
got to plug
computer on
in.
computer action. Yeah. Sure. I will allow that, definitely. If you guys want to like plug into each other and do whatever it is you do, how about it?
I mean, it just really depends on what's the easy, because he said he has like a port with like a cable, kind of
Yeah, like
R2D2 style.
just like imagine like from the Matrix how they have like jacks like plugs.
Yeah.
I probably have a couple in the back of my head, like where the spine is. Like you could probably like put an arm around me and just like slap in the back of it and like just connect with that, like Bluetooth style or something, or bump style. So yeah.
That's my thought, is if he's like that,
Yeah.
then I'm like that. So
Hmm.
if I could just casually plug into him, then we could talk without talking out loud and potentially not have what's his face over here in it, Monotone, because we'd be our
Oh,
own.
while you're oh yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, while we're walking.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So I figure, yeah, there needs to be some kind of physical connection then, right?
Yeah. So I'll just like, hand on a shoulder or something, or just like, give him a little buddy, whatever.
No.
Okay.
I could even be like, have a hand around him and like kind of talking to him. Like it's supposed to be secret, but it doesn't matter. And then just be computer talking to him. And I just, if you're going to allow that, what I would like to talk to him about is if we think there is a way to make this chip only work for an hour and 14 minutes. If not, oh well. Maybe a little extra time, maybe like an hour and a half. Do we think that we can do that, or talk to the computer to like shut it off afterwards?
My guess is.
Go ahead.
Oh, are you asking? Sorry, are you asking Jason, or are you asking me?
A little of both, I guess.
So you're seeing if you can somehow trigger the computer to. So once you install the circuit board, you're asking it to only last for a certain amount of time?
Yeah, if there's a way that we could install it and then make it not work, then just basically like short it out after time and just fuck both of them. But who cares? We're gone.
I'll say, yeah, you can attempt to do that for sure. You haven't really got a good look at everything and taken a look. You do remember that Monotone said it was kind of a difficult installation that's going to take a little bit of time. But yeah, I'd say that's something you guys could probably rig. It might there would probably be consequences to that if you fail like a tech check or something, but yeah, I would say that would be within the realm of possibility. Unless, I think it seems like in this game what you'd want to do is, if you want to take a lot of time and sort of really spend time with it and figure it out, then it wouldn't require a roll at that point. But if you guys are like, I got to get this done, it'd require a roll. Just similarly to what Vide was doing with the computer in the last place. Well, really quick, where are you guys? Did you guys go all the way to Roy's, or are you still outside?
I think this is on the walk back, because we teleported.
This is on the walk.
You guys aren't technically here yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Because like, how are we gonna install this right in front of Roy? It's a question. We're gonna have to tell him what we're doing.
You guys here. Oh, you guys are still in the bar. Yeah, well, go ahead. Talk. Go ahead.
We wouldn't be completely lying if we told him that that we did see his former friend trying to do something to his systems. He seems to want to be hacking in, and we have a potential solution to prevent it. And in doing so, he might give us leave to have at it, and we can subtly slip this chip in. Because the water is on right now, so he trusts us. That was a very good move.
We should have waited. We should have said the chip will keep the water on, and then had Monotone turn the water on after we installed the chip.
Well, if we're expeditious about things, I think we can get away with it just in the nick of time.
We'll see what happens.
Right now, because of your ingeniousness in that moment, I think at least we have a shot. Whether we get the timer going or not, we will be able to install this chip, I believe. But I appreciate you expressing that, even if we can't succeed in that respect.
I just unplugged.
Okay, so you guys make it through the bus lane common area and head all the way to the engine room. So we're back in the engine room. You guys enter the corridor. Still empty, still quiet, still clean. The door to the north is closed, as well as the door where you guys entered to acquire the EVA suit and I believe a pistol, right?
Yep, I got 2.
Yeah, you got 2.
Oh, and I forgot to mention too. There's a camera here, again whirring, scanning the corridor.
Do we think that's Roy's camera, or do we think that Monotone has access to that too?
You don't really know, I guess. You do know that Monotone is looking everywhere, and he said he'd keep his eye on you. So, regardless, he probably has a window, let's say, into that area. Okay, the corridor is, like I said, it's abandoned. Nobody's here. You guys remember north is to the to the main area.
Because it was inside of where the plants were growing. That was the computer. That was the control room too, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, looks like we can't go through.
Oh, you got to open it. Can you click on it?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could. I just didn't realize that. Cool.
Okay, you guys walk in. Let me move my there we go. So you guys walk in again. The room is sort of divided by these massive fans that are acting as like doorways, but they're all shut off. And so you guys had to duck through here and here. It's still bustling. There's still people milling about. You catch the smell of the noodle bar over here, but you don't see Roy. He's not where he was when you left. And there is a man standing here. You saw this guy earlier, who was chatting to another man.
He looks like Batista.
Yeah, he does, huh?
It's what character is he? He
is Bowie.
No, I'm sorry. In the Marvel movies.
Oh, well, I prefer to think of him as the guy in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah,
that's more appropriate for this game.
All right.
Everyone's seen us. We've seen them. I can't imagine, and they've seen us with him, so I can't imagine they won't let us through with ease.
Yeah, you do see the woman sitting at the noodle bar. Nyx, you remember her name being alone. And anything that's signified by an icon, so this is like a like repairs and stuff. The thing with a gun will be a weapons dealer. These hallways are pretty cramped. Even though there's not tokens everywhere, there's people kind of milling about.
Well,
So
I'm
you
just
guys
gonna just
head up
march.
there? Okay. So you guys remember that this door here led to the internal area where all of the dying plants were, and the central engine hall. You can already feel the humidity.
I'm gonna give the chip to V-Day for two reasons. One, he is probably smarter than me, probably has better tech than me. And if I need to pull guns, I need to have both hands.
Yeah. What's your tech?
Oh, I mean, in character, like.
Yeah.
But my tech is -2.
Yeah, mine is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and as you guys
I'm
are
gonna
standing
say-
here, there's a camera like it was whirring, and then right when you guys show up, it stopped and it's aimed at you.
Yeah.
There's a monitor behind you, kind of just glitching with static, and
I take the chip, and I mean, he's turned to it. I take the chip immediately, and I turn, and I try to keep it so that it's kind of like semi-concealed. Yeah, keep it pretty subtle, even though the camera's on us, and just walk in like we own the place kind of thing.
okay. So you step inside, and you see a woman sleeping on a cot.
I remember her
over here.
Yeah.
But the sound in here is just like deafening. It's machine noise.
Yeah.
It's humid. You smell fruit. What lives anyway? What fruit is alive? But you do, at the very center, you see this massive machine, and you can only imagine this is the central engine where Monotone said you needed to install the circuit board. And just like he said, there's there's wires going out of it everywhere, in a tangle that is very reminiscent of the computer center non-phys area, just kind of a mess of wires.
And it shows that there's a computer on the far wall connected to this. Is there any sort of console right where this giant battery is?
Where?
So like there's the
there's like a console here, there's a chair, there's wires.
But is there anything like directly on this?
Yeah, it appears as if like this is where you need to install. There's like a panel on the side that you could possibly remove and get to where you need to go.
All right, so I use the duck if there's any screws or things I need to get by, and I'm slowly using the knife to turn screws and open things, and try to get things going. Try to get it set up. Once I get the panel open, though, I put my wrist node into it.
So you open the panel and you see a small LCD screen.
Okay.
And it's beeping. It's blinking with the cursor.
Okay.
And there's a series of buttons, numbers underneath it.
Oh, so it seems like a password keypad.
Correct.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh. I go to the computer.
Okay.
And before I try to talk to this thing, I'm going to look for sticky notes or any little scratches under the desk, or anything that might be, someone that actually wrote the password somewhere, like an idiot.
Wrote the password somewhere.
Yeah. Even like scratched it under the desk or anything. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah, you never know, but you definitely you don't find anything, and you kind of like initiate, I guess, the monitor, and it flashes on, and it also has a login screen.
Okay.
And the Novus, as you guys are sitting here, you notice as you're kind of just looking around the room, you see this woman, and she begins to stir from her slumber. She's lying on her side away from you guys, and she kind of rolls onto her back, and you see her start rubbing her eyes.
I'm gonna look at Austin and just be like,
Well, I wasn't paying attention. In character.
and just keep pointing. I don't want to make noise.
At the woman?
Yeah.
So well, here's the thing. It's very loud in here. I mean, are you guys, Austin, what are you doing? Are you looking around the room? Are you watching as V-Day kind of does his thing?
I'm watching, but I'm like at the door to stop it. Like if anyone comes in, like I'm here. Keep Ingrid out too, since she's
where's
still in the hallway.
Ingrid? She's way out in the hallway. What are you doing, Ingrid? Are you just staying out in the hallway out there, or did you follow them into this central area?
I guess I follow them into the central.
Okay. Here, you got to go around this way. So you can be wherever you want to be, but. So you guys are kind of like, miming stuff because you can't speak. The engine is so loud in here. But like I said, she is, let's see here. Okay, it's supposed to be a D2. So in 2 rounds, this woman will notice you guys. She'll come to her senses. So we will start with Ingrid. Ingrid, and like I said, I'll make my way around the virtual table here, and give you guys each an opportunity to do something. But then after the end of the second round, she will have come to her senses. So Ingrid, what would you like to do? Or Callisto? And remember, you can just say, I'm passing. You don't have to do anything, but I'm giving you the opportunity.
I think I'll move over here a little closer to the woman.
Okay, so you're moving closer to that woman?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay. All right, Austin.
I mean, again, like I think at this point I'm posted up as like a guard on the door.
Okay, so you're guarding the door, Novus. What are you doing as you see this woman kind of?
I'm gonna see if I can approach V-Day.
Yeah, I'd say you can make it across there. Yeah.
Sweet. Just kind of ask if I can help in any way.
Okay. V-Day.
I'm gonna probably see if you could help me with the password situation. Like I'm gonna try and get it out of the computer, and maybe try to set up a timer to install it. But if you can try to override the password protection on the actual battery while I'm trying to do that, kind of do this simultaneously.
Yeah, I could try.
So you want to move over to the central engine area and try to hack that?
Sure.
And is it still my? Because I'd like to.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do an action. Yeah.
I'm going to, hook into the computer and say, arrival protocol is trying to come in, and maintenance must be, and I must perform maintenance on you. I must override. Your password protections in order to maintain the power.
Okay. It asks for credentials.
We say that we are friends of. I'm sorry, what was his name again? Is it
Roy?
Roy? Roy. Yeah.
Roy, yeah.
We are colleagues of Roy that have been asked to divert water to these systems, and we have. However, the place we got the water from requires extra maintenance to this system in order for it to operate for longer than the time it is set for.
So it just
If you
asks
look,
you. Go ahead.
if you look at the power signature, it is on a timer, and in order to lengthen this time, I must get through.
It kind of beeps away for a little while, and then asks for credentials again. And there's a flash on the screen of an image. And it's an image that you've seen stitched to all of these members' jackets or shirts. It's the patch of their faction. And it's like a warthog. And you see a mirror image of yourself with a little, like a reticle, kind of like looking around and not really locking on to anything.
I quickly, I've never done this in my life before, but I snap over to Ingrid quickly. But I know it's I just wave, hopefully getting her attention. I just point at the arm and at the person stirring, and grab, try to mimic, bring that over here.
I'll give you basically that is sort of you see Vide frantically waving. That's about his turn, and he's kind of motioning over to the woman who's stirring. So back at the top, that's you, Ingrid, and this is the final round before she comes to her senses, wakes up completely.
So all I can tell is that he's pointing to her frantically.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Like I said, it's hot in here. It's humid in here. It's very loud in here, and you just see him kind of yeah, it's hard to understand really what he's getting at.
I'm gonna motion, point to her and look at Novus and see if he caught anything more. He's closer.
No. So do you want to, if you want to do anything, otherwise I'll move on to Austin.
I mean, can I move halfway through the?
Yeah, you can move. Yeah,
and,
I'll give you a full movement and then an action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll go here and ask.
And you want to ask?
Yeah.
You can make it all the way to VA.
Quiet loudly. Well, he was pointing at her, so I don't want to get too far away from her.
Yeah, within reason. I mean, it's. So you're going just halfway?
Yeah, if I whisper to him, loud whisper. Can you hear me?
Well, you kind of have to yell. I mean, it's loud. I mean, this engine here is it's really going.
Okay.
You don't. There's really no risk for someone to hear you outside of a 5-foot radius. It's that loud.
Okay, then I'll. What are you saying?
Am I allowed to answer or no?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Say the badge.
If I look at her, do I see a badge?
Yeah, you see she's wearing a jacket. Like I said, she's rolled onto her back, and you see a patch on her jacket.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, if I walk over to her, I can't do anything at that point, right?
Yeah, you could probably just make it to her. and begin to
Okay.
do. You can tell me what you're intending to do. But just so you know, at the end, once we get back to V-Day and
Yeah,
he's
she'll
done
be
with
able
his
to
turn,
do
she's going to be
something.
awake. So, yeah, just I
Right.
just keep that in mind.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what else I could do.
Okay. All right, Austin. So you see this exchange. You see Ingrid. I guess are you just standing beside her, or are you kind of like bending over and like starting to pick at her badge or
Yeah.
her patch?
I mean, if I can do that, then I would.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll just say you don't get to like do it, but I'm just trying to say so what Austin sees so he can act
Yeah, I would
accordingly if he
definitely
wants
be.
to. So that's
Uh,
what you would be doing is trying to remove the patch on her jacket.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Austin. So you see this. You see her kind of bent over, like tearing at something on her jacket, on this woman's jacket.
She's wearing the jacket, right?
She is wearing the jacket, yes.
I don't have a knife. I say to myself in my head. I have a flashlight, a keytar.
Oh, yeah, the keytar. I forgot about the keytar.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like an 80s.
It looks like an AR. It looks like a
Oh,
gun.
that's right. It looks like a rifle, right?
Yeah, and I just have this thing strapped to me that looks like an AR just for no reason that no one has questioned me on at all.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that.
I think it very clearly looks like a musical instrument, though. There's like keys on it.
Okay,
You know what I
so
mean?
it's I got you.
It's a guitar that kind of looks like an AR, not like an AR that just has like keys on it. You know,
Got it. Okay.
Ooh, I have a proximity alarm. That doesn't help for what I need, though. I'm gonna walk over to her, and if I see her struggling for the patch, and V-Day clearly being like, you know,
Yeah,
or whatever,
you kind of
like
you get at what she's doing. So when you walk over
Gotcha.
there, you see that Ingrid. I mean, do you have a knife or anything that you would be trying to remove this patch with, or are you just kind of like pulling on it? It's like sewn into material.
I was gonna say, is it sewn on or ironed on?
Callisto's
Yeah.
claw. I'm just like, I have her paw and I'm using her claw to seam rip it off.
Wait, what?
No, I'm not.
Callisto's
I'm
like
trying to pick at it.
she has like knife teeth, like a second set of knife teeth, and she's nibbling it off. Okay.
I don't have anything.
All right. So Austin, what are you doing as you see this?
Can I? So it's sewed on.
It's sewed on. Yep, a jacket like on her breast.
Not like a shoulder or something.
Like a left chest.
And she's
yeah.
I already see that she's like about to wake up, right?
Yeah, she's rubbing her eyes, she's stirring, but again, like this.
Oh, fuck it. I pick her ass up and I walk her over there.
Okay, you're gonna pick her up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I just fucking throw her over my shoulder.
Okay.
And just like walk over to V-Day.
Okay, so you pick her up, you sling her over your shoulder, and she immediately starts kicking. She's kicking, punching. She starts screaming. She finally understands what's going on. So while this is going on, Novus, what are you doing?
So in the middle, is this the generator?
Yeah, it's like an engine. Yeah.
And that's where we're installing the chip, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking for a place to actually install it and like start getting that prep.
So it appears to be that, like I said, when he took the panel off, there's another panel with some buttons. Clearly you need to enter a passcode of some kind, and then there's like it appears as if there's like a seam around the entire thing that it might retract. So open up.
I have let me see here, a rechargeable battery with a compact solar panel. Would it be possible to like overcharge it to try and open it?
What do you mean, like short circuit it or something?
Yeah, kind of short the panel.
But it's just a solar powered rechargeable battery.
Yeah, but potentially it could maybe get overloaded. is what I was thinking.
I would say probably not. I wouldn't say. I would
Okay.
say that is probably far too weak to do anything.
It was worth a shot.
To this, yeah, for sure.
Then I will pass my turn.
Okay, so we'll end with V-Day. What is it? So Austin is just carried this woman over to you who is punching and kicking right now, and you see her reaching down to her hip.
I
Oh yeah, let me move her over here too.
Yeah, I think I'm going to, take my lean off of the computer, grab the butt of the deck, and just a swift clock to the temple. Hopefully, like knock her out cold.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you roll me a body?
Okay.
Is that the right one? Body, your strength? Yeah. Give me a
Body
body.
is
Give me a body
strength,
check.
yeah.
I'll give you advantage on it since she's, not
Being restrained.
exactly. So just do a. You don't need to use a void point. So if you just click on body and then advantage, and then it should. Actually, yeah, that's good. Let's do that. Okay,
right.
You succeed. You clock her with what'd you hit her with?
It's the butt of the duck that I have.
Okay, so you hit her with the butt of the dirk, and she just completely goes limp.
And then I cut the badge off.
Okay.
And I kind of just place it on my breast where it seems like it was on her jacket, and hope the computer, wasn't impatient.
Yeah, no, it's still going through its routine, like scanning. Okay. So you hold the patch up, it locks onto it, it unlocks the terminal.
Mm.
So you're in now.
Okay. Override central power password protection.
Okay. You do so. So as you're sitting there, Novus, you see that the panel has all these asterisks in it, like without you touching it whatsoever, and it clicks and like rolls up and then goes back. And you see a series of wires and things, and there's a slot in there where it appears as if this circuit board would fit. And I think that is where we're going to end it, everybody. So we're going to end the session tonight, right before we see what happens here if they succeed. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you, McGlinlock, for the amazing Foundry system, and go check them out at Glumdark. Thank you, Death in Space guys, for an awesome game and all the support. Helium Kid Cannon, Solar Fields, thanks for the soundtrack. And are we going to raid? Oh, you know what we got to do? Let's do a really quick experience point round.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that before we sign off. Let's see if these guys get any more points. Remind me what page it is. It's 60 something, I think.
Like 60 or 66, something like that.
Yeah. All right, if you guys are just joining us, if you are new here, the way this works is that at the end of every session, I ask a series of questions, and for every affirmative, the player or players get a experience point, and they can cash that in for abilities or kind of like leveling up, but it's kind of cool because it's not like a milestone thing. Damn it, where is it? Oh, here we go. Advancement. All right, question 1. Did you repair something? No, I don't think anybody did. Did you deliver on a dangerous contract? No, not yet. Did you use at least one void point? I think you did, Christian, right? Okay, so you get a point for that. Did you discover a new and potentially dangerous place? I don't know. You guys, it seems like you guys, not so much. Did you gain a new enemy?
I mean, the one we knocked out?
Potentially, yeah, I'll say that.
I'll
I'll say that. You guys all get an experience point for that.
The guy met at Novus?
Yeah. Did you find someone that you can trust? I don't know. I don't think so. I think that's up in the air. Did you contribute with something especially memorable? I will say Novus's drug dealing thing was pretty cool. So you can get an
That's
experience point
great.
for that. All right. So yeah, next week we will be back for what is most likely going to be the conclusion here, because I got to pause this clock. We don't have much time left before the shuttle arrives. So are we gonna rate anybody, or are we just gonna sign out?
Yeah. We'll kick to the
Oh, you got the new
screen
one
that
there.
I need to remember where it goes.
Oh, I didn't even realize you guys.
Yeah, and then we'll rate out.
Cool.
What,
All right, yeah.
emote?
Yeah, I didn't know you put it in there. Nice. So we're gonna go to a thank you screen to thank all of you guys who supported the stream, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
A thinking machine has been man's dream, also his nightmare.